All right, guys, another Monday motivational Zoom, and I gotta tell you, I'm excited about this month. Okay, we have a lot of things coming. Um, this weekend coming up is the leadership retreat that they opened up to 40Ks at like the last couple months going in. And I'll tell you, the thing is that sometimes you're going to be able to make retreats, sometimes you're not. I earned the retreat. I've earned every single one of our getaways since I joined Lavelle. Okay. Every single one since I joined, I have earned, but I have not been able to always attend them, which is sad. And especially this one because it's a leadership retreat. But I have a pool coming in, right? So sometimes life happens and you have other engagements and you're unable to work around them. With that said, I have to tell you, when you get around the fire and you surround yourself with the people that are excited, you get on these Zooms and you learn something, these little tidbits of stuff. You listen to replays. I used to listen to replays all the time to and from work. I would listen to them when I was showering. I would listen to them when I was doing chores, like around my house. When I was coming home on my way to taking kids to school, on my way home, like that drive home. Now I listen to TikToks a lot, or recordings if I can. Listen to the entire thing because my Wi-Fi doesn't always pick up the greatest, but I save them and get ideas, right, for content and different ways that I want to approach stuff. But one of the biggest things I want to encourage you guys, if you are not doing that 4K boot camp, for the simple fact that you're like, well, I've already been 4K, so I don't really feel like I should be doing it. Let me explain. I want you to think about it like this. If you haven't been working your business, no matter what rank you are or were, it is a great place to start. Okay. Because every single one of us has to go back to the basics. When we have life happens, like, anything in major in life that happens or changes that throw us off schedule, like this is the first full week with the kids at home, from like for summer break. Okay. And it's been absolutely, I can't tell you how many times today I kicked people out of my room because I was absolutely swamped. And from the time I got up, I decided I hate mornings, but when Tim gets up for work, I'm getting up from work too. And I'm starting my day right then and starting getting my content out, my messages out. I don't open individual messages first thing in the morning, only for the simple fact that, and you have to learn how to prioritize those things. Okay. I open up team chats because I want to give people ideas of things to do for the day, get themselves set up, and kind of go from there. So you can do things however you want. I choose to get up, open my eyeballs and not speak to a single human being, grab my Thrive shake and stuff, and then take picture of myself, even looking a hot mess, whatever. Or I might do a TikTok like I did this morning. And I choose to not do individual messages right away because I'll get locked in. And sometimes I might have 20 voice clips and I don't have that time period to listen, right? So I want to be able to get the most effective way of getting the most amount done very quickly. And then I move on and I prioritize what I'm going to take care of. All right. So obviously a lot of you guys have different schedules. Some of you guys work full time. Some of you guys are home full time. And if you're home full time, you're full time all the time, right? It feels like you're never stopped. Like there's always like dishes or clothes or kids need something, or you didn't take a shower for like 2 days because you didn't even realize it. I've done that. Not coming up for air because I was so busy in my business and with my kids, and realized, oh crap, it's almost midnight and I haven't even eaten today. So we have to learn how to, honestly, every single thing I do during a day goes down on my list. Like everything from take my vitamins to did I eat? Did I take a shower? Do I have a doctor's appointment? Do I need to call this office? Like, I was on the phone with the assessor's office for 3 hours today because I moved counties, and it seems to be a big confusion of who I'm paying. Um, but anyways, I'm only telling you that because I want you to understand there's going to be things that happen. And actually, while I was listening to Chast's video, just right before I hopped onto this call, because I didn't catch it earlier, is that we literally do life together. All right. The longer that you're in this industry, I've been in this industry for almost a decade, and which is absolutely crazy to me. But I have seen a lot of people come and go, and most people quit before they get started. Most people don't give themselves a chance to go through that learning cycle. Just think about it this way. You start a new job, and what do? You go through a bunch of training, right? And then after you get done filling out all the paperwork, watching all the videos that you're not going to remember half the crap that you watched, you start doing the hands-on stuff. You start doing the things that you're going to do every single day when you clock in to work. And your manager's not going to be over top your shoulders every single day, right? But if your job's not getting done, what happens? You get rode up, right? Eventually you're going to lose your job. If you just don't show up for your job, you eventually get fired, and you certainly don't have a good paycheck, right? So I want you to think about when you're trying to fit in, and this is coming from somebody that I hit a top money earners rank, okay, in my last company while working full time. I hit the top rank of this company while working full time, while having children, while going and taking classes, while being a nurse, and doing all things, right? I'm not you. You're not me. I also don't care what people think. All right. And I have always been very kind of bold whenever it came, I guess, in that direction. And people don't phase me, I guess. And I want to tell you something. When somebody tells you no, please don't take it personal. All right. They just maybe don't want to give it a shot because of their own reasons. All right. Maybe it's not what they're looking for right now. And that is okay. They may change their mind. I was a hell no, if that makes you feel any better. Lisa says it takes a lot to get actual no's. And that was actually one of the challenges. And I was super proud of one of the girls that just got restarted with her business. And she actually joined me, I think 2 years ago. Today was actually her 2-year anniversary, but she actually really just started working her business over the last couple of weeks. And she got her first real no yesterday. And then she kept on going because she kept on shooting for it because she was doing that boot camp, that 4K boot camp, right? I have another new promoter. She's been a customer of mine for a few years now, and she's gone without her product a few different times. I spent about an hour on the phone with her this afternoon, but she's been doing the boot camp. And one of the first things she sent me was a list, you guys. And that was part of one of the challenges already too, was how to come up with list of people, right? And that is something that you can go into Pinterest and you can get different ideas. Hundreds list is what you're going to find a lot of times. It fall under, okay? And when we say that, going about, okay, in your community, like fire departments, do you know anybody, any volunteer, like, okay, volunteer fire departments, people that have flea markets every weekend, people that have set up at different vendor events or whatever, right? Where you could get out and you could network, because right now people are getting out and they're talking to people. I like to go to stuff that gives back, and I like to pass out my business cards. Sometimes I'll give little samples out attached to a business card, like some chill or something along those lines. If you have fairs and festivals around you, grab a basket, put some samples in it, stick your business card attached to it, and you guys put a smile on your face and just share, right? Share. So when you get those rewards, if you have the auto ship, and you get like the auto ship rewards, take those little goodies and add a little sticker, smiley face, or a QR code to it, or a business card to it. I literally, you guys, hold on. I'm going to grab my purse and I'm going to show you. There went my light. But literally in the very front pocket of my purse. Okay. And I have multiple business cards. So you're just going to have to excuse me, but I have tons of business cards in here and I could pull out a whole stack of them. But my point is that, and I do highly suggest putting your face on your cards, only because there's a reason why real estate agents put faces on their business cards. And it's because when people see your face, they remember you. Okay. So that is something I do suggest, or connecting with them on social media platforms, right away. Okay. And that's like right now with the free customer accounts, you guys. Jackie just said the other night on the call, I don't know how many of you guys got on the call, but really helping your customer get their account started, and then them verifying their account, even helping them get their stuff in their cart so that they see what it is, they know what the total is, and then they themselves are the ones checking out, changing their passcodes, and all that good stuff. Helping people and them knowing that you are there to help them is gold. But the boot camp itself is going to give you these skills that maybe you've heard 100 times, but you've never actually applied them. And I know that there are tons of people that are guilty, but each time that I have gone for a run, in my businesses, or a restart, and by restart, I mean, I got burnout and I just kind of like slowed down, or life happened and I got out of sequence. I created a new game plan for myself, and a new, way of how I was going to fit certain stuff into my life where it's at now. Okay. And when you do that, you can say, okay, well, I have about 10 minutes during this time of the day that I can send out birthday messages. And what do you say in those birthday messages? Hey, just wanted to send you a happy birthday. I know you're probably going to get overloaded today, or send it late in the day after they've already gotten the massive amounts, or super duper early in the morning, whatever. And just be nice, right? Or you can, if it's somebody that you talk to on a regular basis or whatever, you can also offer to do, like, I don't know, some people like to do like 1-day samples just to let people try stuff, or offering them, a coupon for $15 off if they'd like to place an order. It's a birthday special, or free mini experience if, whatever. You can do different things. Okay. I'm not telling you to give away stuff, because if you just give things away, people aren't going to put value on them. However, I do want to teach you that when you leverage certain things, you're able to network and expand a lot quicker. Okay. So a lot of times right now, I have explained and told my team, if you want to get mini experiences out, offer to do a raffle for one mini experience that you're going to actually send out for free. But let your customers bring you some referrals. Make sure they know the referral link. Make sure you help them articulate how to share stuff, or create a post and have people share, like, and comment on it. But do not send them anything until they create that free account. But really kind of leveraging your audience to help you expand your audience. And I also want to clear up another thing. Your customers that you're helping thrive for free, whenever they get referrals, you guys, those are your customers too. Okay. They're your customers. And if they decide to hit the promoter button and their person that referred them didn't want to become a promoter, they now become your personally enrolled promoters. All right. So please do not ever skip out on following up with your customers, because somebody might have just lost their job. Don't be afraid to ask the question. The worst thing they can say is, no, I'm not interested, but thanks for thinking about me. And sometimes you guys, they'll just ignore you. That's okay too. All right. It's okay. I ignore a lot of people because I simply just don't have enough time to answer messages, especially if I see that message is, will you post on your wall, blah, 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 blah. Don't be that person. Okay. Don't be that person. Be the person that is having people share genuinely what they've experienced, or offering to share your post, and just because they want to. Okay. And maybe they get entered into a drawing because they decided to share that. So where you get those cards. So listen, business cards, you guys, you can actually order on the Lavelle Gear store. You can also order them if you want to. You can order them off of Vistaprint or any other business card site, or I actually am getting QR codes made. I haven't decided the actual website that I'm going to use for that. I might just use I might just use Canva. I did see Canva has an option as well for different QR codes. So you can get cards made up any way you want to, and you get to choose whatever you want to put on those cards. Okay. I'm going to honestly tell you, keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Don't give away too much information, but also make sure that they know how they can connect with you, right? On an alternative route. So if you have like different or weird names on every social media platform, keep the simplest name maybe on your business card. And I also encourage you guys to, I actually use a link tree. Some people use like the Milkshake app. I'm actually in the process of kind of changing over a couple things that I had set up, just because I want to have one link that everybody can get everything they want from. All right. And then that way they can go to this link, which right now is my link tree. I'm kind of debating on switching it up to a different platform though. But Linktree is actually free. So every single one of you guys could do it. And literally by sending people that one link, they can click my Thrive With Me, become a customer, and it takes them right to the login page. Thrive With Me, become a promoter, takes them right to the promoter sign up page. Okay. Or I took down my free sample one, or my sample request one, because I realized that I only took it down temporarily. I'm going to put it back up. But I realized that people could request samples from you without creating their accounts. Do not send out that sample unless that person creates the account. So everybody that has requested a sample from me, I have now started emailing them or texting them if I do not know them, and letting them know that they need to create their account before I will mail it out to them. Okay, so please, if you decide to do that, you do have your sample link available, that you make sure that they create their free customer account with you before you send that out to them. Okay. But like I said, you want to have something simple that people can click on. And when somebody clicks on my link tree, they literally can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of my Thrive links, lots of other stuff that I like to share and put out there. And they just kind of get to know me, right? They get to know a little bit about me and who I am. And that's what you want to have, right? You want people to have that. So on a day-to-day basis, you guys, I do different things. To be honest with you, every single day there's certain stuff I do. On an everyday basis, I'm always make new friends. I always interact. I always check team pages and team chats. I always end up following up with a customer or promoter that have reached out to me, because it's my daily actions. Like I bare minimally follow up with people, right? I pull up my auto ships. Anybody that has auto ship set up for the month, and I normally message them about 5 days before their auto ship is supposed to run. Sometimes I miss it. Okay. But a good way to do it is, you know how I just told you the reminder? So pull up your auto ships, put a 5-day reminder, so-and-so's auto ship runs on this day, and let your alarm go off and remind you that you need to follow up with this person or that person, and just go through your calendar. Don't make your work smarter, not harder, right? On a day-to-day basis, the reality of it is people want to know what's in it for them. So if you aren't sharing your excitement about how you used to feel to how you're feeling now, or a testimony or a story, somebody might not want energy. Somebody might want friendships. There's different types of personalities, you guys. Some people love the trips, and some people love the money and the flashy stuff. And some people are like super big product gurus. Those people I always give the PDFs to. But we've talked about that before, right? You guys, the biggest thing is, and actually I'm going to shut up for 2 seconds and I'm going to let Jackie talk about this, because she specifically just told me, like right before we got started, well, about an hour and a half ago, she actually told me this was one of the things that she wanted to actually talk about with you guys. On a day-to-day basis, you are not always going to have somebody to hold your hand. Okay. If you are not in a team chat that is active, I highly suggest you get yourself into a team chat and you go to your upline or your upline's upline. If your upline is a dead goose and they don't do anything and they don't work their business, you don't want to be like your upline. Okay. I don't care how many people they have under them. They are not leading you if they absolutely are not doing anything to inspire or encourage you or there to answer your questions. Okay. So go to the next person up, go to a sideline, go anywhere that the fire is, and you are what you surround yourself with. Okay. So Jackie, I'm going to let you take over for just a moment, and kind of spill that. And yes, community is everything, you guys. Community is everything. You're going to find we're going to do a lot of life together and get through a lot of hard times together, right? And fun times.
I got a whole bunch of like scattered notes. I will get back to it because I'm like, wait, I want to say this. I want to say this. No, but okay. So exactly what Amanda is saying. During this time of the year, any time of the year, something Amanda said, she's like, I'm so excited for this month. And you know what? Every time she comes on Zoom, she says she's excited, right? And I believe it, because that is literally the key to this business, right? Are you excited about what you're doing? If you don't feel excited, you have to pour into yourself. And it's super important. So every time she comes on here, it's like, I'm excited. And I'm like, I'm excited too. And that's the difference between somebody who, like, you know, has their blinders on, someone doesn't care what other people say, what other people, like whatever they do, it doesn't move you, right? Unless it moves you in a good way, right? Unless somebody like does something and you're excited for them and it, you know what I mean? Like, it just like, other people's actions don't really move you, right? If they're doing messed up things or whatever, right? You have to be solid on your own. And what I was telling Amanda was just that, like, you know, sometimes we get like, oh, well, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what Zooms are going on. When's the next local? When is the next this? When's the next that? And the key to this business, you guys, if you guys want to succeed in this business, you guys have to be solid on your own. Okay. Like literally solid on your own. If there's no Zoom that's happening at that time, but you love that hour, you get up and I mean, Zooms are only like an hour long, right? What can you do in that hour, right? That's like kind of like your alone time with yourself to apply the things that you've learned, right? So it doesn't matter if something is going on or if it's not, right? So this is something that is very, very, very important, because it's kind of like, you know, imagine you were going to class, right? Class is at 8 a.m. and imagine you're going to class is canceled. What are you going to do with class? Some people will just be like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go eat breakfast. I'm going to, you know, do this. I'm going to do that. Like, yeah, it's time off. But I mean, you know, like what if you went to the library and studied and did the same thing that you were supposed to do during that 8 a.m. class, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's the discipline, right? You have to be solid on your own and what you do, and apply what you learn. So definitely, like, you know, when it comes to times like that, it's really like having your own schedule, having your own things that you like to do when like, in like downtime and stuff. Like for me, when things are not really like, if there's not a whole lot of Thrive stuff that's going on, I use that time to get organized myself, right? Like I get organized in the background. So what are you doing in the background when other things aren't actually like happening, right? So that was something that I was telling Amanda about. Just because like, things are not actually like happening, like if there's no Zoom or whatever it is, right? Take that as time to like, okay, this is actually quiet time for myself. This is time that I actually get to apply, right? Apply what I learned, right? And really like think back and reflect, like what are some of the things that I wanted to do and put into action that maybe I haven't yet, right? And like always, like, if there's nothing going on, my like what I like to do also is go into the back office, go look into my reports. One of the things that Amanda was saying about like following up with your customers, right? 5 days before the auto ship happens. Nowadays, we have auto ships almost like every 5 days, right? The 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. That's every 5 days you have an auto ship. So you're literally following up like often, right? Everyone's going to do everything different. But me personally, every time I sign up a brand new customer, I tell them, I'm like, hey, keep it on auto ship. Do you see where it says one for auto ship and one for today's order? They're like, uh-huh, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so put one on each. It's going to charge you for the one that says today's order. And the one that's for future, I want you to set an alarm in your phone. Okay, so I literally tell them that. So they go all the way out to the end. And I tell them, I'm like, make note of the date. So if today is the 6th, on it's going to say that on July 5th that it's going to schedule your auto ship, or it might be like July 10th, whatever. So I just tell them, I'm like, set an alarm in your phone for like 2 or 3 days before. Let's review your package before it runs. That's what I tell them. And then I also tell them, I'm like, hey, every time that you place an order, make sure that you check out this way because it's going to be cheaper, right? If you don't put that on, you can see where the price goes up, right? So literally just set an alarm in your phone. And then I'll also tell them something like, I will do my best to follow up with you. Like me personally, I travel a lot. My people know that, right? All of my people know that. But more than likely, I'm in their inbox because I do follow up every auto ship. Like, hey, even if I follow up, like normally I would follow up in the morning of or the day before, right? Because I'm like, hey, your auto ship's on. Do you need anything? Like, I'll recommend new products or whatever it is. And I'll tell them, hey, make your changes tonight before, like 8:59 p.m. I'm over on the West Coast. That's pretty much like before midnight. And I tell them that. So I literally I tell them that. They're like, oh my God, thanks. Most of my people keep them on, right? They mostly keep it on. They understand how the auto ship works. And most of my people, because I explain it to them like that, they just like move their date out. I never get them canceling it. Very rarely do they cancel their auto ships. They'll always like push it out for a couple months later. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that they probably get emails from Lavelle now. We have so many system updates that are happening with Lavelle. If they miss an auto ship, they'll get the oops message, like, your auto ship didn't run, go ahead in there, update your credit card or whatever it is, right? Lavelle is actually doing a lot of the work for us nowadays, which is amazing. But there is nothing, you guys, nothing that replaces personal touch and personal messages, actually that human connection. Okay, so it is absolutely key that you guys follow up with your people and you don't just leave it to like emails and like reminders and stuff like that. It's super, super important. I see Amanda's back for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just popped off while Tim was in here for a second and I was talking to him and I was taking a selfie of me on the Zoom, right? Because right now, you guys, community, right? So you're on a Zoom, you're active, you're learning. Guess what that shows people? That shows people that you're actually serious. That shows people that you're invested. And when you're invested, they're more likely to ask you for advice about these products, advice about how you can help them, advice about getting started in this business. Okay. So I want you guys to realize, and I love that, there's people over here sharing verbiage and so forth. Listen, You guys, you can use those verbiages and tweak them to fit that person. Particularly, one piece of advice before you shoot people messages, though, check their profile. Make sure that there's not any personal stuff going on in their life, that they just posted that they're at a funeral, or they're sitting in the hospital with their kid sick and you're following up when they want to place their order. So just be mindful before you send out those messages. Just like Jackie was just saying, it's always about having that personal touch. Obviously, when you're sending out emails and things like that, it's a little bit different. But if it is on social media, and you're like, oh, so-and-so's active, I'm going to shoot them a message real quick. Just make sure, especially if it's going to be one that it is like a follow-up specifically or something, check their page. Just check their page, especially if you haven't talked to them for a while. Maybe start out with, hey, instead of following up with you, hey girl, just wanted to see how you were doing, and then lead the conversation into, while we're on it, I just wanted to let you know, if you're ever interested in getting back, started with Thrive, dude, we have some awesome specials going on right now, amazing promos. I know that you got started, you never really ran with it, but now would be the time to do it, because first time 4Ks have amazing, amazing money that can be made, plus credits, plus first time 4Ks with the iPads. Like, that's huge. The iPad mini bonus was like something that was around when I first came in. Then they did the Maui gyms, which totally love the Maui gyms. I got a pair at the leadership retreat in 2019. That was the year that we switched over to that. And I want you guys to realize that the message coming, like Jackie was literally just saying it, the message coming from you in an email and the message coming from the company in an email, it's totally different ball games, you guys. It is, and it's okay to send people emails. People open emails all the time, right? But might I suggest, in your subject line, maybe not being like huge sale, or so you want to attract them, don't want to miss this, or something that's short and sweet. And you can actually go and Google hooks for email, like subject lines, and just get different ideas and different hacks. You can follow people on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, that give these kind of tips, you guys. Hooks on your videos, hooks on your reels, ways to get people calls to actions. You always, always, always want people to want to interact with you, right? And they can be shooting you a message, or they could drop a suggestion or a comment. And it does not always need to be about a product. It can be about a vacation. It can be about a trip. It can be advice about maybe you're struggling to find formula right now, or maybe you are trying to find a place to vacation with that's good for having small kids, and you want to know some ideas of where people took their kids and what kind of activities they had, and go back and forth in the conversations in that, right? And then guess what? Those people that are interacting on your post, I want you to be super intentional about going over to their page and focusing on helping some interaction over there. Because not only are you then going to be a good friend and somebody that is interacting with somebody that is interacting with you, but now their friends are also seeing the wonderful advice and back and forth and good, just I've had people personally friend me, you guys, because they loved my positivity, my advice and support that I've shown my friends, me sharing other people's stuff, and just being a good person, to be honest with you. People have added me just for those reasons, and have messaged me years later. Amanda, I've been following you for years, and I know you've gone through a lot of life, but you are such a strong person. And I can't tell you, on some of my weakest days, man, because I have bad days. I have weak days. I have days that I feel defeated. And no matter which way I go, I'm not winning. But guess what? It takes that one message and it's turned it all around. And it reminds me that I do make an impact. And each and every one of you guys have an impact to make. You just maybe have never had somebody believe in you or give you that belief before. And for that, you might lack it. Okay. So I want you to surround yourself with people that are believers, people that can help you create pathways to get out of whatever the situation is or create whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Realize though that it is going to take learning steps. It is going to take getting consistent and treating something like this with like an actual business mindset, meaning that you have to be intentional with your follow-ups. One of the things I think a lot of people miss out on, and I've said it and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, is going back in and the people that have asked about stuff, like, don't be afraid to reach back out to those people like that messaged you 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, or whatever. Because the worst thing they're going to say is no. And I said it the other night when Lisa did the call about the boot camp, and Jackie was on it and spoke up too. But literally, you guys know, the more no's you get. Go for No was one of the books, and I had mentioned it that night. The whole purpose behind Go for No is that you're getting closer to a yes, right? It's hard to get a solid no. A lot of times it's a not right now, or just plain ignore you, or they're not ready to order just quite yet. Don't hang on and hold on to that one customer that's about ready to order. Oh, she's about ready to order. And you're not messaging anybody else. You're not talking to anybody else or anything. If you have absolutely no potentials right now, I can promise you, you are not asking people, and you are not sharing what it is that's in it for them. Plain and simple. And you're not letting people know that they can join this opportunity with you. You're not letting people know that stuff.
I have some massive tips for you guys right now. And I think that this stuff is really relatable. I think that if you guys apply this, you guys are going to be like, wow. I think that any introvert can do this, the tip that I'm about to give you guys. And this is especially powerful for you guys who have like more than 50 accounts, right? 100 accounts, 200 accounts, whatever, right? I have like girls in my organization that have like 700 free accounts, right? Like how many of those people are not thriving? So I have a tip. It's really, really a business tip. I have a couple tips in here, like a little couple networking tips, but this one just hit my mind while I was on the Zoom, like listening to this. I'm going to go and apply it myself. But how many of you guys like at one point signed up for a free customer account and you guys just like totally forgot about Thrive? So like, oh, whatever, my friend's still posting it and whatever. And you guys know that if you guys were watching your friend, like, okay, I finally decided to try it again, right? How much time passed? I was somebody 9 months, right? Account was there, right? I was getting Lavelle emails, all those things, right? Something that you guys can do is go into your customer accounts list. You guys can sort by order. Okay. So who are the last people that ordered in the last like 3 months, 60 days, 30 days, those are all pretty warm, right? They're probably all still thriving, or they've been maybe they bought on a sale, maybe they took a little break, but they're still pretty warm, right? Anyone under that, beyond 3 months, go collect all of their emails, right? All their emails. And for a long time, like people who had ordered, put all their emails in like a sheet or something, compose an email basically saying like, hey, I just want to thank you. I didn't forget about you. If you ever need anything, I'm here, right? Whatever. You can throw in a sale in there to go pull them back. These people have tried Thrive before. You might even say like, thank you for supporting me. Maybe they just did it to support you. Whatever, just send the email, right? It's like, there's no there's no ego there. You know what I mean? You're not directly in your phone talking to them. If they tell you no, it's not going to hurt, right? You're literally sending an email to their box. You don't know when they're going to read it. Like, it's just send it. Just send the damn email. Okay. That's for them. anyone else who did not buy, right? People who had never ordered before. There's probably hundreds of these, right? You have more probably that didn't order that did. You guys can take those emails, compose an email, and just word it differently and just say, hey, I know that, at one point you were interested in trying Thrive. I just want to thank you if you created a free account with me. Just know that I'm still here to help you, right? Whatever, put your personal touch in there. You can say whatever, keep it short, sweet, and simple, and send the damn email. Okay, send the damn email. If you get it back, if you get an answer back, like, guess what? If you send 100 emails, right? And when you guys send emails, if you guys have never worked in corporate before, send it in blind copy. I don't even know what that thing stands for, BCC, right? Put all the emails in BCC so that no one sees who you sent it to, right? But send the damn email. If you send it to 100 people and 3 people answer back, guess what? 3 people are interested. You get 3 new people, 3 new old people that are interested in what you did, right? So this is like real sales marketing skills that you guys can pull this stuff into our like online business, right? Like, some people look at this business and they don't even really like treat it like a business. If you guys go in there, go get those leads, right? They created a free account with you one way or another, right? Whether they came into your life or whether they were doing you a favor, whatever it is. But I know that there's a lot of people that maybe see the post, but they're like, oh, you know what? I haven't talked to that person in so long. I really don't want to reach out to them right now and like ask them about what this Thrive stuff is. And, maybe I'll get around to it later. Like, people get so sucked up into life that they don't say anything, right? And maybe like there's times like if you are really aggressive, right? And you are in the DMs and you're like, hey, like, well, why don't you thrive with me again? Why don't you thrive with me? Most of the time, you're going to get people saying, yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about it. I've been meaning to reach out to you. But if you're super introvert, I'm somebody that is, go to your email, right? Go and just send the damn emails, right? Write something. You can cover a whole ground of people that you haven't talked to in a long time. Just telling them like, hey, I'm still here. I did not forget about you. Don't forget that you can still you can still ask me about Thrive. You can still order off my link, right? I'm still here. There was that. And I see you, Amanda. What do you think?
Yeah. So I want to add, you can send it right from your normal email, but you guys, there's also definitely free and very low cost, affordable, email, like different,
Newsletter systems.
yeah, like Flowdesk is one of them. That's the one that I actually just recently started doing, because you can like do like a 30-day follow-up. You can actually set specific list of people, like your customers that are ordering, customers that aren't ordering, whatever. And you can put them into different categories, and then you can put them specifically to send a follow-up, like for your customers that are ordering in 3 days or 30 days or however many days you want. And there's templates right there for you. Mailchimp, I know I actually just Googled like different free email marketing services. Now, I will tell you that some of those tend to go to spam. However, you know, it's better sometimes, like obviously, to email them from your own if you want, but if you have like a lot of accounts or whatever that you want to follow up with, and you have old promoters, you guys, all of their customers, if you cannot get access for some reason to those people, you can email support or send support a message, okay, that you cannot access this person's customers and you'd like to reach out to all of them, and they will send you these people's names and emails and all of the information. Okay, the people in your organization, in your entire downline, okay, if the people above them are no longer working, the people above them that they got referred to are no longer ordering, guess what? You now are their person, okay? And wouldn't it really tick you off to see somebody up on stage as a millionaire that you have in your cloud office, like at one point in time as a customer, or an old promoter that just never did anything, and so they canceled their account because Nobody else ever reached out to me. I don't know. That person fell off. Like, they're not doing it. They don't even post about it. They've been posting about like 5 different companies since they, signed me up. That's the reality. Okay. So don't let all of those emails go to waste. Those are leads. Okay. Those are leads for you. Those are people that specifically have been interested in this product. Right. And then also, you know, you can send them text, you can send them an email, you can send them a DM. However, if you don't really know them, send them an email. Okay. Send them an email and just see where it goes. They might be like, hey, yeah, I didn't think she was doing it anymore. So I didn't really know how to get ordering, because maybe that person walked them through and like did it for them and they don't know how to order. So now they need help and you just got yourself a customer reordering. All right. And maybe that person decides that, hey, I just went through a divorce and I need money. I need to, get on my feet. I need to be able to pay my bills. And they were looking and praying for a solution. And here you are shooting them a message randomly, this person offering them help. Okay. And offering them guidance and suggestions. So somebody out there, you guys, is waiting for you. And I remember when I first joined this industry 10 years ago, I was lucky enough to have these mentors that really just poured into me, and made me realize that I could be walking by somebody in the grocery store that literally prayed before they went into the store that they would be able to have enough money to buy the groceries they needed to be able to feed their family for the week. And that I could be passing that person that could be the next person on my team that was a millionaire, that hit the millionaire. And for me, a millionaire on my team does not mean that this person's rich. Okay. I don't care about that. What that means is if somebody on my team has hit millionaires, they have literally helped a ton of people. All right. And that to me is what it's got to be about. I don't care how much money somebody dangled in front of my face tomorrow. You're not going to see me go anywhere because of the simple fact I know that the whole reason why I joined Lavelle, for one, was how it made me feel. 2, people could get started for free, which was one of the number one obstacles. What do you mean they can get started for free? Well, literally, they can get started for free. They can create a customer account for free and they can create a promoter account for free. They get one customer, they're qualified and active as long as that order is over $100, right? You can teach somebody how to be a customer and get referrals. You can teach somebody how to be a promoter and earn the money by selling mini experiences. You can literally show somebody how to run a business for absolute no money. So it all comes down to that person being willing to work, being willing to learn how to network and learn how to talk to people, realize that people are never going to have time. People are hardly ever going to have the extra money laying around, especially right now. People are always going to have, that limited belief of not knowing people or not being relevant, or who's going to listen to me. Like, uh, how many people on the Zoom right now have kids? If you have kids, just put a 1 over in the comments. Okay. Like, seriously. Okay. So a lot of you. Okay. How many of you feel like you lost your identity at some point in time other than mom? Okay. So put a 2 if you felt like you lost who you were along the way.
Holy, the chat is just going off. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So guess what? Your kids, they got to know who mom is. Your kids want to know. All right. Your kids want to know who mom is. Like, what's mom love? My daughters, literally, like Layla wants nothing to do with nursing. Okay. However, she has such an entrepreneurial heart that she has seen. And I remember, and I've told this story before, but I remember very early on in my network marketing career, my daughter played soccer. She played sports, right? I played a lot of sports when I was younger. And she created this picture. I still have it saved on my phone. And it was a picture of her teammates all putting their hands up, you know, how they do, like little huddles, and they went up. And when they went up, she put a quote over the picture. It says, "We rise by lifting others." And in that moment, I realized how much I was impacting her by the way that I was speaking to myself and to others, what she was seeing me overcome and push through. And the times that, you guys, there was a time period prior to this industry that they wouldn't give lunches to my kid at school because the lunch bill wasn't paid. Okay. She has gone from seeing nothing to having a lot to seeing mom walk away from it all and start over again at ground zero. Scared out of my mind if I could do it. That was years ago. And then guess what? Over the last 2 years, I walked away from the home I built and put everything into for the last, like, since 2009, because I was unhappy and I knew that I was living in a toxic environment. Not that my ex-husband was this horrible person. I don't want to paint that picture, but we were just on different pages, because and that created an environment that everybody lived in their own rooms, and it wasn't a positive, uplifting place. It was a space of, I had pure anxiety. So everybody felt like that in the house, right? So if everybody's always in a bad mood in your house, how can you turn that around, right? Take your kids to the park, go out and play, find out what it is that brings you to life, and show your kids that life is worth living, because tomorrow's never promised. Encourage your children that if they feel bullied at school or beat down at school, to look in the mirror on their way to school and tell themselves how beautiful they are. You guys, my littlest daughter, my 11-year-old, she like was last year like having a lot of hard time through the transition of divorce. And every day this year on her way to school, she would look in the mirror right before we got there. She said, "Mom, my eyes look so pretty today. I have your eyes." And it was just the sweetest thing, because she was speaking positive self-talk, right? So like the things that you say to yourself, and moms, and there's dads on here too, okay? But moms in particular, the way that you speak to yourself is what you're teaching your daughters. And the way you allow men to treat you is how you're teaching is what you're teaching your daughters to expect, and your sons how they can treat their wives and their partners, right? So think about that when it comes to relationships and friendships, right? So like, you want somebody to like your stuff and interact on your post and join you and so forth, right? Are you over there cheering for them on whatever life adventure they're on? Like, did they just graduate nursing school, or did they just graduate or make some major accomplishment? Are you shouting them out and giving them a congratulations? Like, seriously, it's a two-way street, right? So like, as you're doing this business, and listen, you don't have to be an extrovert. I'm actually a very introverted extrovert. Okay. I am a homebody. But if you put me in a room with a bunch of people I know, okay, I'm going to talk to everybody. But then I'm going to shut down, and I need to like decompress, because I'm like, it drains all my energy, because I'm a people pleaser and I feel bad if I missed anyone or whatever, right? I want you guys to realize that you can literally take your business and you can change a bazillion, like you can change so many lives. Like, I want you to think about your city, town, state, whatever, wherever you grew up at. If it's a place that's not a lot of opportunity, wouldn't it be nice to be able to show those people, start something in your community that you start going for walks in the evenings, or um, doing some kind of Zoom, maybe people can't get together or whatever. And maybe you say, you know what, like, I really want to be surrounded by some positive women, like, that are ambitious and maybe want to go for walks or get together and just hang out because I don't really know a lot of people or whatever, or create a weekly give back, like where you guys go and you donate like your time and make meals on Sundays for the homeless, or you collect, like my local team used to do. Every winter we would collect coats and gloves and different supplies and stuff. And we would have down by our waterfront, where we would have hot chocolate and soup, and we would give away coats and toothbrushes and shampoo and different stuff like that. And you guys, people in your community, they want to be part of that. I don't know if you guys have blessing boxes where you live, but if you do not, it's something that you could bring up in your community pages. And blessing boxes are essentially boxes that people go around and they put like canned foods or box foods in, and people in that community can come to and get foods out that they want. And they also have like, we have one right up here at the fire department, but we also have one. Well, there's one like lots of places locally around me, that people can go and grab clothes, coats, jackets, but food and things like that, non-perishable foods, the boxed carton milk that doesn't go spoiled, and can withstand certain temperatures. I want you guys to realize, like, get out there, especially now with the world is opening back up. Not everybody's going to be behind a computer screen or on their phone, because my gosh, when that sun is blaring, you can't really see it if you're outside sometimes, right? Oh, take your face out of the phone and talk to your waitress, talk to the hostess, talk to the people standing in the waiting room, and that are looking at you all weird about your patch, and be like, it's it's my wearable nutrition. I promise it's not some weird freaky patch or anything. And I joke about it, and I have people ask all the time, like, what is that sticker that you're wearing? I've never seen anything like it. And I'm like, well, it's kind of like a nicotine patch, but it's actually just my wearable nutrition. And it's actually what keeps me nice to my kids. And I laugh and I joke, but it's just an easy way to break the ice. So I can keep on talking. I want to grab my notebook real quick, make sure I didn't go over anything. Mailing list, go where the fire is. Make sure you're surrounding yourself. Get those mini experiences out, put value on them, get the mini experiences out. You guys, I want every single person on the Zoom to challenge themselves to a certain number by Friday of mini experiences that they are going to get out. If you do not have many experiences, your challenge is to sell the mini experiences and place your order for the product and get those mini experiences out. Whether that is the ordering the Thrive credits and then placing the order so that you can mail them out through LaBelle. Okay. But collect the money from everybody for the Thrive experiences, and then place your order and get those mailed out. All right. I want to challenge you. So if you do not have any, that's not an excuse. You can still sell many experiences because you're going to collect the money, you're going to place the order, and you're going to send experiences out to people, right? And in the meantime, you might actually even make some extra money and be able to get yourself some extra products or some extra samples or whatever that you want to try. And by the way, if you have not been taking the collagen gummies, I just have to tell you this. No, I'm going to show you. Okay. I'm going to show you why. So I had weight loss surgery 3 years ago. And a lot of the reasons why I cut my hair off, and you guys can't tell because my hair is up right now, but it's been in braids for the past 2 days. Because when I got out of the shower, I'm going to take my hair out real quick. Okay. Because a lot of you guys don't know I have all this hair. All right. And I want to show you something. Do you see this? Do you see this? All right. Can you see how thick my hair is by any chance? Yes. Yes, you really can't avoid that, can you? Um, look. I'm pulling up a ponytail. That is how big my ponytail is. I literally have to like like I can't even put it all in there.
I
All
mean,
right.
if you guys are taking the gummies, the like you guys will be able to tell because your roots, they're just gonna be like fluffier. Like this is like 9 weeks and it is very fluffy at the top. It has changed a lot. So
Yeah, my hairdresser said, Amanda, like seriously, like I always wait anyways, like a long time. But you guys, I literally just had my hair done last week and you can already see like oh, like literally last Saturday. So 9 days ago, I had my hair done. Okay.
that's crazy.
9 days, you guys, and I already have that much regrowth happening. All right. Which is insane and goes against everything I ever learned in beauty school. And yes, I went to beauty school back 2001. I was in beauty school during 9/11. Okay. So I am literally like the jack of like everything under the sun I have done. But I do want, yes, somebody just said a collagen challenge. I'm going to be honest with you, get creative. All right. Get creative and put yourself out there with a collagen challenge. Gather up a bunch of people's before and after pictures. Ask people if they're struggling, with thickness as you get older or you lose a lot of weight. Your hair sometimes falls out. If you have major surgery, your hair falls out. If you have babies, your hair is going to fall out. Your teeth are going to struggle, all that stuff. Real talk. That happens. They don't talk about that stuff. But if you do have any kind of traumatic surgery or body altercation that happens, your hair falls out. It's trauma. It's just, it happens, right? But get in the boot camp. It's not too late. You absolutely can get in. I don't care if you've been told you can't. Yes, you can. You can. It's only a couple of days in. Okay. Get in, go watch the stuff and start from scratch. And if you, I meant to say this earlier, but on YouTube, there's a video. I believe it was Beth Graves that did it, Beth Holden Graves. But if you look up sticky note challenge, okay, I did this when I went 200K. I did this when I was running for every rank, actually, that I've ever ran for. And I did it before I even knew. And basically, you put every single person's name that you want to contact on that sticky note challenge. And they don't come off the board until they are an absolute no or they have signed up. Okay. And you can make certain colors your chicken list people, whatever. Those really amazing people that you're really scared to reach out to, but you really want to work with them because you know that they would be amazing at this because they like share like, I don't know, the craziest stuff with everybody. You got to know at least one person around you that literally shares everything. And I'm not sharing because they're like playing every like lame game on Facebook and just trying to win a bunch of free stuff. I'm talking about that good-hearted person that is literally trying to help raise money for somebody that's there's a 5K going on, or they're helping to try to organize certain events for people. There are people in your community that are always creating toy drives or donating their times for stuff, right? I want to work with those people, not because of the leverage of the people that they know, but because they're amazing people. And I know that they're doing things from the right place and they're hard workers. And they obviously are self-starters because they got out there and did it without somebody telling them they had to. And when you do things because you want to do them, because you want to help people, because you want to make people be able to feel like getting out of bed in the morning and go play with their kids at the park or off the couch and get out there and throw ball with them. Like it does something to you. It's the most rewarding thing in the world. I'll never, ever, ever forget when Lacey, I'll miss her maiden name, but it's, well, name that it was. It's Lacey Jones now. Okay. But whenever she was able to purchase her home for her and her babies after her brutal divorce, with the income that she made, and that's not claiming any certain thing, you are going to make what you put into it. Okay. But your business, you can never rely on your team. You have to rely on your own actions, you guys. You have to rely on what you are willing. And if you have stopped growing, it's time to grow. It's time to go learn something new and apply it and then go all in. Don't do it for a week and say, oh, it's not working. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Nobody became a scientist in a week. Okay. Nobody became a millionaire in a week. I mean, unless they got really freaking lucky and hit the lottery or something. Most people had a lot of behind the scenes work and a lot of late nights and sacrifices that after they got done showering their kids, they stayed up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning working. And then they turned around and did it the next day. Yeah.
Dang, that sounds familiar. Like, oh, the kids go to sleep. Okay, gonna go work until.
I literally, you guys, for literally when my kids were asleep, especially when they were younger, that was my go time. That was my time that I caught up with recordings. That's when I was hitting every platform the hardest. So never, ever, ever think that you have to be the 4 a.m. person. By golly, you could be that 4 a.m. person. But I'm going to tell you something. Get up and make your bed. Get up and make your bed tomorrow. Get up and make your bed for the rest of the week, for that matter. And if you just did that for the rest of the week, I want you to know that you already started to accomplish something. All right. You already started your day doing something and creating a new routine. And I promise you, there's something magical that happens when you make your bed every day, which sounds so stupid to me to say, but I was literally that person who was like, why am I going to make my bed? I'm just going to crawl right back into it. Because that's who I was up until literally 2 years ago. And then I shifted and I said, no, this is gives me my first gold star for the day. And it makes you feel good, right? Makes you feel good. Just like when you get in the shower and you cleaned up yourself, or you ate a good healthy meal and you just fueled your body instead of just dumping a bunch of junk into it. I'm sorry, we went over and I totally went off, but I just want you guys to know the more no's you get, the closer to the yes. And don't take things personal. Get yourself a schedule, get involved in a chat, get involved in the boot camp. Realize you don't have to be on everything, though. Realize you don't have to catch every call, every Zoom, every freaking event, everything. Spend time with your family, find out what their wants, their needs are, what their dreams are. And just believe in yourself a little bit more every day. Get up and read something positive. And then, yeah, one last thing. Don't spread yourself too thin trying to be on every platform. I say that every week, but it never seems to sink in. Spend your time where you're getting the most interaction and the most quality people reaching out to you. Okay? That's where you want to spend the most time, because that is where you are making your connection. And if you're finding certain stuff is making more and more connection, start creating more of that content. Stick with what is working. So what works for one might not work for the next. But what works for you works for you. Okay. So I love you all. Is there anything else that you had to say, Jackie?
I mean, I'm sure there's stuff. I mean, I can always share 100 million things, but we will save that for another episode of Monday Night Motivational.
Yep. And I will be having next week, since Jackie will be in the Philippines. Next Monday I will have a guest on. So I will get this up as soon as possible for you guys. I love you all. It'll be on the Dream Team training page, and I'll put it in the boot camp as well, in the comments. Okay. So everybody have an amazing night. And
Thank you, Amanda, for recording. I mean, everybody loves the recordings.
I know. I lived on recording, so I did it. All right. Bye guys. Have a good one.